Good morning, boys and girls. So today in social science, we will read about people and nations and how they trade. So, swapping toys or baseball cards with a friend is one way to get the things you want. What are other ways? Now think about when you go to the store. How do you get things you want at a store? You trade money for goods. So first, before we talk about trading money, we are going to talk about bartering. That's a big word. So barter. What do you do when you swap toys or cards? It's called bartering. Barter takes place when people exchange goods or services without using money. So if I bake a loaf of bread and I want a dozen eggs from my neighbor who has chickens, I can swap or barter. I can give her a loaf of bread and she can give me a dozen of eggs. That is called bartering. So long ago, barter was the main way people got the things they wanted, even before money was made. So here, I'll give you this pig for 2 pounds of beets. I'll trade 1 pound of beets for your pig. So remember, what is it called when you trade one thing for another good? It's called bartering. So now we're going to talk about trade. Many times, barter does not work very well. That is why most people today pay for goods and services in other ways, often with money. Whether people barter or use money, they're taking part in trade. Trade is the buying and selling of goods and services. You take part in trade when you buy an apple. So when you go to the store and you buy an apple and you pay $1 for it, that is you taking part in trade. What is another way you can take part in trade? Good answers. So depending on one another. Farmers in the United States specialize in growing wheat, not bananas. Farmers in Costa Rica specialize in growing what? Bananas, but not wheat. See how here in the United States we specialize in producing wheat? But over here in South America, they focus on selling bananas. Because do we grow bananas here? No, we don't. The closer we are to the equator, do you remember that word? To the equator, the more bananas you can produce, but we aren't close enough. But we are in the perfect place of Earth that we can that we can grow and sell wheat. When farmers specialize, that means they choose to grow mainly one crop. Not two crops, but one crop. That's called specializing. Farmers in the United States sell their wheat to consumers or to customers in Costa Rica. Farmers in Costa Rica sell their bananas to consumers in the United States. People in countries all around the world depend on trade to get the goods and services they want and need. So where are bananas grown? I heard South America. I also heard in Costa Rica. Those are Both correct answers. Costa Rica is a country in South America. So, what does it mean to specialize? Very good. It means to grow only one crop rather than growing many. So let's talk a little bit about money from all around the world. There is an old saying that money cannot buy happiness. That's true, but money does buy a lot of other things. People everywhere use metal coins and paper bills to buy goods and services. Countries around the world have their own money. The United States has the dollar. Jordan has the dinar. Find other money names. This here in Europe, they use euro. In Brazil, they use a 50 centavo coin instead of using a $half like we do in the United States. In Kenya, they use shillings. This is a 5-shilling coin. In India, they use the rupee. This is a 1 paisa coin. And I hope I'm pronouncing these correctly. But in Australia, they use a dollar. They have a 5-cent coin. But is it the same kind of dollar we have? No. Australia has a different kind of dollar than we do. All right. Thank you for listening, and I will talk to you later.